Welcome back. And this now is day 4. I'm breathing. I'm going to go a little bit slower on this one because it's got a little bit more content. So let's look at what we're going to. So far, you've chosen a blog post. You've looked at long tail keywords, settled on a long tail keyword, and yesterday the activity was to just start adding that long tail keyword into your blog post naturally. So today we're going to look at some very specific ways that long tail keyword needs to be inserted into your blog post. So we're stepping up the strategy a bit. This is a place to add in. This is one of the things you're going to want to do every time you do a blog post or write a page. You're going to need to keep these things in mind. We're going to optimize the headings, we're going to optimize the images, and we're going to add internal links. So let's start with the headings. To optimize your headings on your blog post with your long tail keywords, you're going to use them in your headings, the subheadings, and also within the images, because this breaks up the content and makes them more readable for those of us that skim first to see if we want to read the whole thing, don't have time. This is a great way to catch the eyes of your visitors. However, it's key and important for search engines. You want to use them correctly. Now, I'm guilty of this. I'm going to have to go through several of my blog posts because I did not use the headings in this outline form, and 2, I was correcting the VA I had and myself. I was using the H1 heading for the size of the font that I wanted. That's incorrect. Search engines are using them in this order for this purpose. And if you mess with those and just using it for the size of the headings or the placement, you're going to confuse the search engine. So H1, there's only one of these per page. It's your title, and it needs to be exactly the same if you use it as a starter. So that's just one thing. H2 are subheadings, the first primary paragraphs. Inside of those, you can have subheadings and you can have points, but each one needs to be properly labeled. So I'm going to have to go through the blog post that I'm considering redoing at this time to make it even better for search engine visibility. This is how the search engines search for you and the content and whether it's going to be relevant for your website. You're also going to want to use these long tail keywords when your meta descriptions, and I'll demonstrate for you what a meta description is, because the long tail keywords are now what you're hoping to use quite naturally so that search engines can use them. The next thing we're going to do is optimize the images. Now, every post needs at least one image, and that's probably the best one is the specific image for the site, for the post. More within it if possible. And this is another thing I need to improve from my particular blog post that I chose for this example. One key thing that people forget to do is to name the image with their keyword. They bring it up as describing what it is, which is fine. The search engines will find that, but for visibility purposes, you want to have your keyword in that title of the image. So, for example, instead of image 499 bookcase, you'd put the keyword that relates to your, that's relevant to the content of your blog, the content of your site. Relevancy is a big key thing to keep in mind. So adding long tail keywords to the image tags. When you bring up an image in WordPress, all of them have very specific things that you can add. The title, the image, the tag, and the descriptions. The descriptions help people find your content, and for site readers, or the image blind people or those people that need the alt tags, you want to have the specific keywords in there so that it gets found and they get led to your site. When you're titling your images, use hyphens, not underscore. Again, this is a search engine peculiarity. It's what they need. They don't read underscores, but they will read hyphens. So search engines do search for images if you've labeled them correctly, if you've titled them correctly, if you've optimized them. They normally do not search the contents of the images. I know that's something that they hope to technologically work on. Is that a word, technologist? Anyways, images are key and important to your blog post. They're key and important to your reader. They catch attention. You want to use them, but when you're using them, use them correctly. So those are two things. We did the headings, the title tags. We did images. Now let's look at the final thing we're going to do, and that's adding internal links. Internal links are links that link to pages within your website. This is, again, something that the search engines are looking for. They want to know that your content is relevant to other content on your site. It's related content. So they recommend, if you want increased visibility, to link to one or two specific pages on your site, and because it gives that page more authority and it gives that page more visibility. So one or two pages, it could be a product, it could be your home page, it could be your services page, but linking to one or two specific pages will give juice to that page. The other thing is you can link, I've often seen rabbit holes, breadcrumbs series going down the rabbit hole for a particular topic as you expand on that blog post and contain it within the topic. So there are ways to link, and you can have several links to several pages. And I've seen this often in the sidebar where people take related links. And I think there's a widget for related links. So using them is key and important. So the search engines do follow these breadcrumbs. They navigate through your site and they index your site using the related links that you provide. So your activities on this one, and I'm going to do this one diligently myself, and I will show you in another video how or perhaps I'll even connect it to this one. I will show you how I am optimizing a particular blog post that I wrote years ago that is still as relevant information. People are still searching for this topic. I'm going to show you how I've optimized the page. I'm going to optimize title tags. I'm going to optimize meta descriptions. So if you don't know what a meta description is, it'll be in the second video that I'm creating. And I'm going to optimize the images, make certain that they're optimized with my long tail keywords. Then I'm going to add links in my blog post to another page on my site, or a couple pages. I've already got it linked to a related blog post, but perhaps there's something more specific in my services. I'm going to look at that. So I'm going to choose an important page that I'd like to boost in rank and increase its authority. And it might be a product page, or it might be a services page on my site. So the same for you. So the resource page is here. I'm adding the videos to that each day. I'm adding other resources that we use, and you will find that at this hyperlink, https://mymarketingmkgt.com/SEO-R. All right, that's lesson 4. Talk to you tomorrow.